Well, it's just you're playing a team in Florida that's got a lot of experience. They have veterans. They've been to 3 straight Elite Eights. Right now, they're probably playing as good or better than anybody in the SEC, and we're playing on the road, so it's a good way to open up the SEC season, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Our first question is from Ron Aiken of Gamecock Central.
Yeah, hi, Coach. I just wanted to ask a little bit specifically about your preparation for Florida and also sort of where you're at heading into league play from your non-conference schedule that was very challenging.
Well, we've had a couple of days to start getting ready for Florida, and we've had some good practices. Obviously with their experience with Scotty Wilbekin and Patrick Young and Casey Prather, they've got guys that's hard to simulate in practice. So we're trying to do the best that we can with those guys. And it's going to be a hard test for us because, like I said, they've got a tremendous amount of experience and they just know how to win. And these kids are about winning. And we're going into a hostile environment. The O-Dome is one of the hardest places in the SEC to play. So we've got a hard test ahead of us the first time, which brings into your second question. Our non-conference schedule going into the last game, we were like 16th, I think, strength of schedule. So we've had a chance to go play on the road at Oklahoma State, which has an incredible home environment. We've had a chance to play at Baylor. We've had a chance to play out in the Diamond Head against 3 really good teams. So I think it's prepared us more this year, and so our record is not as good as it was last year. But I think we're much more prepared for SEC play than we were last year.
Next question is from David Cloninger of the State.
Hey, Coach Biggs. I was just wondering if you could speak a little about Darius Thornwell. He's had some really good games, but he's also had some games where he seemed kind of maybe frustrated out there and hasn't really scored a lot. Is that just typical, freshman growing up during the course of the season struggles?
It's just typical. We played, we went through a lot of days of early practice, and then we've got into all these games here in late December. And we've not had time to, we've had so many games, we've not had time to show Darius, hey, this is what you're doing wrong. And the game's not coming easy to him right now. So it's typical freshman stuff. I think if you ask anybody, I think if you ask Coach Donovan about his freshmen and anybody across the country, that they would say it's the same thing. You're kind of in the middle of the year. There's been a couple of games that he's not had a lot of success. So he's got to find his way through things, and we're here to help him, but he's the one that's got to make those adjustments. And knowing Darius, I believe he will.
Thanks.
Next up is Jerry Tipton of the Lexington Herald-Leader.
Coach, I wondered how Michael Carrera is doing, how he's progressing, how his game is evolving.
Well, the one thing we try to do, Jerry, is we attempted to move him to the small forward spot, which for Michael down the road is the best position for him as far as money earning. He's had some struggles because now he played that position early, and now we've tried to move him back to the kind of the, I guess you call it the stretch four spot. So he's kind of, people would say he's kind of in a sophomore slump right now. We've got better players. Last year, we struggled as a team, and so somebody had to put up numbers, and Michael put numbers up on a bad team, and so now there's more responsibility, and he's just really trying to find his way through having to be more of a leader and things like that. So he's having some struggles from taking that next step. And we need him to be good. We need him and Thornwell both to be really good to help us compete in this league. And you're asking a lot out of those guys, and it's just you got to do it because there's nobody else in the locker room to do it. And we need Michael Carrera to get back to a 7-8 rebound per game guy.
And Bruce Ellington, I'm assuming he's not part of the team any longer. What sort of a setback is that? How does that impact things?
Well, Bruce is not with us. I think he declared for the draft. I'm not for sure, but he is no longer with us. It hurts us defensively because no matter how Bruce was from an offensive standpoint, Bruce always gave us unbelievable effort on the defensive side of the ball. And he's able with his speed and his strength to step right into that rotation. And it also gave us ball handling in the backcourt to go along with Ty Johnson and Dwayne Notice. Now, with him not being there, that means that puts a lot more onus on Dwayne Notice, who assumed that responsibility after the 3 games that Bruce played and then left. And he's really starting to develop. Now we've got to have one of these young freshmen like Jalen Shaw to come in and try to accept those minutes that Bruce was going to give us. Now he's not here, so a guy like Jalen Shaw has to give us those minutes. So we're going to miss him from a leadership standpoint. There's no question. He brought great character, a lot of enthusiasm of who he is as a person, unbelievable human being, and I certainly am going to be a big fan of his in the NFL because he's just so charismatic and he'll do well. But we're going to miss him from those standpoints.